I'm here with Alicia and Naima to talk about food preferences here at the Solano Community College TV studio. We're gonna dive into acquired tastes and why they're acquired tastes, and then we're gonna get into the sciences of food preferences, and then finally, how to broaden our horizons. So on to our first segment, ethnocentrism and food preferences and acquired tastes.
So, what are acquired tastes?
Acquired tastes are like foods we grew up thinking are normal, right? So that might be considered kind of weird to other people, or even weird by our own standards, because that's usually why we call them acquired tastes, right?
Yeah. So, acquired taste could be really anything. It could be black coffee, it could be sushi, it could be black licorice, but for the most part, it's foods that we eat, we don't like it, but then we eat it again, and over time, we start to like it.
For me, the acquired taste is where we get that from the start. Even we learn how to eat the foods, and the taste of it is always there. And it is the way of cooking the foods. And then that is the one that we start to celebrate everything, what is the flavor of the foods.
Like, I feel like the flavor is really important, because when it comes to flavor, if it's, bitter, or if it has a weird taste, most people aren't really gonna like it. Like, I like black licorice because it's bitter and it's sweet at the same time, but many people don't like it because it's bitter. And, bitter taste is not really associated with good food.
Yeah.
So,
Strong, unique flavors.
Yeah, it's because that is only for snacking or for kids to eat. But some of the adults love licorice. And for me, that licorice taste is good. But I wasn't used to eat with those. The texture of the licorice is, I don't like it because of it is gooey. And I like smooth kind of eating, like that kind of licorice.
but there are also like other foods from other countries that are, we see as weird, but for other people are totally normal. Like, you have snails, you have gooey duck, you have octopus, you have insects, you have all kinds of different foods from other places. Like, really anything.
Really.
Yeah, the shell is very funny. When I was watching that, the pretty woman, and she was digging with the shells, and it threw away going somewhere, and the waiter cuts it. But I like the taste of that shells. They are very good, and lots of vitamins in it, and that's the way I like it. Seafood that I like.
Yeah. Seafood in general is a pretty darn controversial food, isn't it? The
Yeah.
smell. Like, I know with my culture, we have this food that's steamed pork with fermented fish, and whenever we eat it, my stepdad goes, "It smells like stinky socks." But he's a white guy, and I grew up
Yeah.
with Chinese food, so it's normal to me. But that's what ethnocentrism is, I guess, and just
Yeah.
acquired tastes.
When it comes to like ethnocentrism, it's really like, you kind of think your food or your culture is more superior to someone else's, and you kind of think like, hey, like, my food is better, your food is really bad.
Weird, gross, and stinky.
But
Well,
it's,
the way how we eat the fish, how we cook it, we like the soup of the fish. And once you taste it, you will really like it. That even American, when they go to our country, and we cook those fish with the soup, he likes it. And or like very seldom we cook the fish fried. We cook it by grill or by making, soothing them with vinegar and everything that will make the flavor good.
Right. Because that probably takes away from like the strong smell too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
It's because of the ingredients on it. It's not because that you only have to add tomato or something. There are different kinds of grass you have to put in it.
Mm. Yeah, I know a lot of Asian Americans have food that has stronger smells, right? Like Filipino food, some of them smell stronger too, right?
Mm,
But Chinese foods in
yes.
particular, I know, often smell really weird. So a lot of Asian Americans will say they brought their food to school and other kids would go, ew, that's stinky. Why are you eating that?
Yeah.
It's because they are used to fry foods.
Used to fried foods that don't smell like
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
They always fried it, but us we don't. We cook it with vinegar, and
Yeah.
we cook it with. Fish is really good when you will buy it very fresh,
Yeah,
and then you
stinks
cook
less.
it. There is no smell on it, and the taste is really good.
Mm.
Yeah, like for an example, I like sardines. I love fish, but I don't really like the smell of fish. But
Just plug your nose while you're eating it.
I mean, I tolerate it. I mean, it's you know, it smells like fish. I mean, it doesn't smell like, it doesn't smell good. That's for sure.
Taste of the ocean.
But sardines is like usually when you get a can of sardines, it's a whole bunch of oil inside of it, and it's like when you open it, you have to pour a lot of the oil out, and then your hands are all oily. You have to wash your hands. But I mean, other than the oil and stuff, you just eat the fish. It's really good, and I just really like the bones. That's really why I like eating them. I don't have to worry about eating. You know, I don't have to worry about choking when I'm eating the bones, because like
Yeah.
with bigger fish, like especially like trout, even if it's fillet, there's still gonna be some bones, and you have to be careful because you can choke, and that's not good. So that's why when you eat fish, make sure you eat right, because my dad said that helps.
But you guys are just used with special fish like salmon. And at home, we have different kinds of fish that is fresh from the ocean. Sometimes we go to the ocean, near to the beach, and then we buy fresh fish, and they're still alive. And then we try to just wash it, and then we go to the neighborhood and ask some ingredients like anything that we can put it there, and then it really tastes good. And like sardines that you are talking, try different kinds of sardines. Sometimes you have to look at the cans of sardines, if it is what kind of oil they are putting, or select with olive oil. And if they are putting some tomato or everything, and it really tastes good.
Yeah. So I feel like fish is like one of those main things that there's kind of a mix of familiar and unfamiliar feelings around it.
Yeah.
I know I grew up seeing sardines as normal.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like sardines just because how oily it is, and probably because it's fish and it smells.
I like sardines. You cook a steamed rice and eat with sardines. It's really good.
Never had that before.
A
Sounds
steamed
add to
rice?
my repertoire.
Try it. Like it is an easy food. Like you cook some steamed rice and get some sardines. Select what kind of sardines you like. There are different kinds of sardines.
Right. Well, aside from familiarity and all that jazz, we should probably also talk about the science of food preferences in our next segment, because there's more than just ethnocentrism and racism. That's just the deep parts of food preferences. So what's just something that you think fuels us survival-wise with food?
Well, I think it comes down to basically survival. We just need energy, and that's why we eat food. But also, it's because we favor foods with higher calories, higher sugars, higher fats, because, well, those foods give us more energy. So more energy means we can do more things. We can hunt mammoths, we can do anything. So
Yeah. A lot of times foods will have like a super high concentration of something that gives you like a short energy burst too though, right? And that's like makes the food super addictive, and that's kind of how the food gets sold, right? Yeah.
Well, survival foods is just like when you go somewhere and then there's no available foods that really like you are used to eat, then you have to find something like any fruits that is available for you to eat. That is considered for me for a survival foods. Like one time you go to some suburb area and then there is no foods available, you can find some fruits that it is you don't even know what kind of fruits is it, but you can tell like guavas they are, or any kinds of fruits that it is not available in the city, and that is the survival foods. Or any kinds of exotic foods like the palm worms or the frogs, then you can make it, you can try to cut it and clean it. Frogs is like a chicken, and the worms, the palm worms, is you cook it with their own oil, and you can try it, and that is for survival foods.
Is it like super high in protein?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
yeah. I would also say like when it comes to science, a lot of people really don't like better foods because, well, they think, well, subconsciously, they think it's spoiled or toxic. I would say
Right.
that, yeah.
Yeah, because like spoiled milk is known for being sour, right?
Yeah.
That makes me think, why do we even eat spicy foods?
Yeah,
I know in like Korea they'll eat spicy foods because it's like
like kimchi.
physical pain takes away from the pain of life, I guess. You know what? I can see that. I can see that.
I do like kimchi though. Kimchi, it's basically spicy cabbage. It's
Yeah.
really good. But it does make your breath stink though.
Yeah. Stinky foods.
Yeah.
But man, stinky foods are tasty sometimes.
That is exotic foods. Like you mentioned about the balut. Balut is only, you can find it mostly in Asia. They don't have them here. And they don't serve them in any restaurant. And those exotic foods are very hard to find. So that is really good. But it is funny how you can eat those food when you are not used to eat those. It's like, oh, you ask, what is that kind of foods? And then you open the eggs, and then the head of the chick is there. And which one you have to buy? Is the head? So you have to start this.
You know, a lot of my research said that we tend to prefer natural food that we kind of, we perceive as it's not chemically changed, but it's kind of funny to think we're still scared of like foods that still have the head attached or things like that, especially in America, right? Like that's a very American concept. Food can't have the head or the feet,
Yeah.
but in theory that doesn't actually impact the food.
Like
It's
for-
just, no, it's alright, but I feel like it's really just familiarity again, right? Like how familiar we are with the concept of whether or not a fish has a head.
Yeah, I would say like for me, like I remember my dad, he would make trout and he would keep the head on for me because he knows that I like the head because the head has the eyes and I like to eat the eyes. And the eyes are really, they're squishy. The eyes are squishy and there's like a hard ball inside, and that hard ball is the lens of the eye. And I actually wondered, I was like, a long time ago, I was like, why is this eyeball so hard? And then I learned about anatomy.
Wow.
And then it's like, oh, I learned about anatomy. And then I learned that that's the lens, and that's why it's so hard. So I just end up swallowing it. But
You swallow it?
yeah, if I can't chew it, I'll just swallow the eye. So, but I mean, it's squishy, and then you'll feel this really hard. It's like a hard ball.
Yeah.
It's really hard to chew.
Yeah. Even my mom, who is my Chinese parent, is scared of eating fish heads. So you're a brave soul
Yeah.
amongst us.
And I would also say, like, I would usually, like, I know I'm probably like weird for doing this, but I will look inside the head, and I will also like look at the tongue. And the tongue, it's like really rough. Like it has like spikes on it. It's like it looks similar to like a duck's tongue. I don't know if you've ever seen like a duck's tongue,
I think I have.
but it looks really rough and it's really spiky. And I always I'm like, why is the tongue like that? It's very,
They don't really have teeth, so maybe it's to like break down the foods.
maybe.
Right,
But I just always I don't know. I'm a weird kid. I was a weird kid,
Yeah.
but
But mostly because here, everything has to, the head has to cut off. You don't like the chicken. You cannot put them in there like the turkey. There is no head in it, or the fish. They always cook it without head. But if you try them in Asia, like the head, the whole fish is really put on the table, and they're really good to look at. Or these foreigners, like they say, "Oh, the fish is looking at me." What is that is looking at you? It's the head, it's the eyes.
Yeah.
No, it is not. You can eat them. They are very good to eat.
yeah, I would say something that's like really creepy would be like frog legs, probably, because I mean I think sometimes depending on if you just killed the frog, sometimes the legs can twitch. But I've never seen that happen before. But I've had frog legs, and yes, it is similar to chicken. It tastes like
Fish
sea-
chicken.
Yes, fish chicken. Like it has like a it's fish texture, but it kind of tastes similar. Like yeah, I mean it's not identical to chicken, but it tastes similar to chicken.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. And I've had frog legs. I had fish eyes.
No, the frog legs is over here. They cut them and braided them and fry it. So there's nothing more that you can say that it is a frog leg. It is a frog.
But it does look kind of
So
freaky though.
it's really nice to look at them. And I said, "What is this food?" And he said, "Oh, it's a frog." Oh, why there is no more legs? There's no more like the parts of it. But in Asia, all of those parts are still attached.
Yeah.
So, but if you are not used to eat those like that, you don't feel like eating on it. But you have to try it, and once you taste it, the flavor is different.
Yeah. In general, I feel like really familiarity is that main thing that forms our food preferences. But
Yeah.
I feel like in America, particularly, our foods are so highly processed and full of sugar and sodium that we start to think that that's more familiar rather than natural foods. Because even kids, they do prefer natural foods when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's really all about capitalism and everything.
capitalism,
Yeah.
addictive foods,
It all comes down to the system.
the system,
That's the reason.
the system is
I
against
wonder
us.
down here, everything is all like fried and all hamburger and all is sandwich. At home is like in every country that I went through is all different foods. We get bored of one cake all the time that we have to eat. We have to wrap the foods. We have to process it naturally, like rice. We can do lots of rice cake, and then we steam it. Then we put some coconut milk on it, and then a little bit of sugar, and it's really good. One thing which I like of the cakes is in Japan. I taste the
mildly
cakes in
sweet
Japan.
cakes.
It's kind of light and smooth, and it is good.
Yeah. Well, what do we think are ways to broaden our horizons into more foods? Because that's our next segment. What are ways to kind of go beyond these natural instincts to avoid the unfamiliar? How do we comfortably move on to new foods?
We have to try it from, we have to try to go to the potluck parties because the
Potlucks.
potluck is, they have different kinds of cooking and different kinds of culture that are there. So you can try little bit of it and then taste it what kind of foods they are putting them on the table.
It'd be really fun if there were like potlucks dedicated just to bringing communities together. I feel like I'm scared of potlucks, honestly.
Really?
Especially like I've only really gone to church potlucks, and I see all these people that probably don't bring anything other than super American food. White people. But sometimes they have really good pasta salad. It is a good way to. Maybe I'm the one that needs to explore more. I need to explore American foods more. But yeah, that's a really good way, actually. Wish we had more cultural potlucks.
Yeah, because I know like when you go to potluck, sometimes people bring like homemade foods, and you look at it and you try it, and it actually tastes pretty good. But I would say, I mean, I think this is obvious, but I would say just trying different foods. I mean,
Yeah.
like just try something different. Like, usually people, they're always stuck in the same routine. They never change anything up, and they always eat the same foods. Like, I mean, it doesn't even have to be like a drastic change. You could just maybe change how you cook, just change how you cook something, or like change how you make coffee, or, maybe try a different tea, or, just do something a different way
Yeah.
and see if you like it.
Yeah.
You can ask different kinds, like people from India or Chinese or Asian people. You can ask how they cook, what kind of foods they are preparing, and you
Yeah.
can ask recipe, and so you can try it.
Yeah.
And then you can go to the international store or a foreign store to find the recipe, the ingredients of it, and then you follow the recipe, and then you try it, especially if you like the food, the foods.
Right. Consistently, therapists do say really just the way to make baby steps towards changes are to at least take those baby steps. Even if it's just a little thing like trying something cooked in a different way or going to a cultural potluck. You can try new things. You can see other people enjoying these foods.
Or like you travel. Mostly the exotic foods that you find is traveling. In traveling, you can always look at those everything that you don't like those foods because they are weird. And then, but it's the best way to do it is you have to try little by little
Yeah.
in order for you to taste what kind of foods they are having in this country.
Yeah. Well, with consideration to familiarity being like our main driver of food preferences, maybe you could do research before traveling to become familiar with the foods before you try them. Look into the culture behind the food.
When you go to other countries, you have to study first what kind of foods they have, and then at least you know it. But for me, when I travel, I have to look at what foods they are having along the street because it's cheap, rather than going to the restaurant that they are expensive. So, in order for you to economize your travel, go into the sidewalk vendors and try what they have there.
Yeah, I would also say like when you travel to different places, you learn different cultures, and when you learn different cultures, you're more open-minded. And when you're more open-minded, you're open to try new things.
Yeah. Maybe you could make friends in the country, so you can
Yeah.
you have another link, another sense of familiarity just by having these
And
friends.
you get that familiarity, then you're like, maybe I should try this balut.
Because when you go to other countries, the people are like the people in that country. They're happy when you taste their foods, especially if you say, "Oh, this is good," and they are happy with that. But actually, you are not. You cannot say that it is not good, but it's just different because you're not used to it. But once you are going to other countries, you can try their foods and appreciate what they have, and they like you because like they like to welcome you, and some of them sometimes invite you to have dinner with them, and they cook the foods.
Yeah, I know I feel that even. Like if I bring a friend with me to a dim sum restaurant, like obviously that's not even out of the country, but if they actually like the things I introduce them to, that's makes me really happy. Of course, I'll talk up the food like crazy to get them in a good mindset first.
That's what I like when I travel. I travel to like I look at to the side vendors what they have, and that's the only way that it is different from my table what I cook all the time. And it's good to try foods that is uh, something that it is not common.
Yeah, I will say that when I was on a cruise and I was at a buffet and I was eating a whole bunch of foods, I was like, maybe I should try pineapple. And I tried it. And I was like, this is really good.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Why didn't I like pineapple before? Like before, I wasn't eating pineapple, and I don't know. I don't know why. I just didn't like pineapple. And then I tried it. I'm like, it's so juicy. It's so good. I don't know why. Oh my god, I got so much pineapple. After that, I was getting so much pineapple. I was like eating all the pineapple. But one thing I've tried watermelon. I tried it several times. It's alright. I mean, I wouldn't eat watermelon. Like, I mean, my parents were always like, they're always like, you should try it. Like, come on, how are you not you're supposed to be my daughter. You're related to me. You're supposed to like watermelon. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I don't like watermelon. But I also have a brother. He doesn't like ice cream, but he will eat ice cream cones. So hey, I'm not the only weird one. So
I've been to Europe. In Europe, there are all. I love the display, their foods, their cakes, their sweetness. But then when I go to the Asian foods, where you can see our crabs, fish, shells, and their exotic fruits, and that is the one that I like to eat
Yeah.
because
And-
it's not common.
Yeah. And if none of our talking up of food works, talking to a therapist is also a good option if you're just looking to increase your open-mindedness. Because you can talk to therapists about silly things if you
Yeah.
want to.
true. I mean, you could talk to a therapist about anything.
But anything. You just gotta make those resolute goals and make your baby steps towards them. And
Yeah.
that's how you get there. And keep listening to us talk about how good these foods are.
Yeah, I will say, like, even if you are open-minded and you do try something and you don't like it, I mean, that's okay. You're not gonna like every single food, obviously.
No.
Like, I've tried cantaloupe before multiple times. I will never, ever, 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 ever like cantaloupe. It's disgusting. And I absolutely don't know why it's a fruit, because it's so gross and it's really
You're just
absolutely not.
not
It
into
makes
melons.
makes me want to puke just thinking about it. But yeah, watermelon. I think I might be liking it a little bit. I mean, I could, like, I feel like I could drink watermelon juice, not like raw watermelon juice, but like if it was mixed with something else. But like every time I try watermelon, I'm just like, something is just missing. I don't know.
So, what kind of international foods store that I go, the grocery, is in Concord, and they have lots of foods that I can see the tropical food, the fruits. They always have that. It's in 99's grocery store, and they are Chinese, and you can find the different different foods, different kinds of shells, different kinds of fish, and different kinds of root crops, and different kinds of fruits. So that you cannot find them in a regular American grocery, and that is the way how you can get your own foods to try it, and then you can just buy a little portion of it so you can try to taste it if it is good for you to eat, if you like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Are we done?
I hope you have more ideas about food preferences now and how to expand your horizons. This has been our podcast about food preferences. I'm your moderator, Alyssa, here with Alicia and Naima. May your food endeavors be fruitful. Thank you for coming to our podcast.